little different, but for me, it's been great. She's been nothing but a help to my career and personal life and everything.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's, for any fan of, fighting or pro wrestling, if you could, and you watch on a very regular basis, if you could, obviously the dream for the most part is finding a girl or guy, if you are a girl watching, or if you, enjoy men as well, that will sit down and watch the fights and know exactly what you're doing as opposed to having to explain certain things. So I imagine that is obviously a huge factor and a great one when it comes to dating a fighter in general. But that's awesome that you guys, can watch them together, kind of pick things apart. I imagine you both are seeing or looking at different things when it comes to what you're watching. And I'm glad you guys are on the better side of the two fighters dating as opposed to, like you said, the other side where it doesn't quite work the way they think it's going to work.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, like any relationship, different personalities are going to like mend differently and
Right.
you're going to communicate differently and stuff. But, so far everything, her and I have been great. And like I said, we try and help each other out in training, hold pads. I try and hold pads for her and help her some. And she has questions, I'll answer questions and, but it's not like neither one of us take it super, every time we're training together, it's always fun. It's always, we're trying to enjoy. We have our own coaches, our own whole teams. We got plenty of people to critique every little ththing we do and fix all these kinds of things and really push us and drive us and make us do things we don't want to do. So whenever we're working out together and training together, it's just a fun kind of bonding kind of thing that we get to do that a lot of couples don't get.
Yeah. That's super cool. I love that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, it's great.
I have a segment on the show I call it the 5 count. It's just 5 random questions. Just answer as quick as possible.
Okay.
What song do you car karaoke to?
Ooh, I've been jamming a lot of Toby Keith lately. He just passed away this past week or past couple of days, sadly. Rest in peace, Toby Keith. I will belt Should Have Been a Cowboy at the top of my lungs anytime it comes on the radio. So that's definitely a favorite of mine.
Yeah, I've been jamming Red Solo Cup for him. So that was really fun.
That's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah. If you owned a liquor company, brewery, winery, or coffee shop, which one would it be and what would the name be?
I would go with a coffee shop. I'm not a big drinker. I can enjoy a drink every now and then, but I'm just not a big drinker. I drink coffee more often, so I would go with coffee. And I don't know. I'd go with something catchy, maybe like Mean Beans,
Ooh,
or something like that. Yeah, something that might kind of, something kind of thematic, something like along the lines.
I didn't know if you're gonna go with J-Bo Coffee or J-Bo Java. Either way.
That's a good one. Good one. See, this is
there you go. I'm good at naming things. It's a weird gift I have, but I'm pretty good at it.
I know some people like that. I am terrible at it. Naming creative names are not my thing.
It's almost always like phonetical for me, but there are times that I'll throw just 2 letters together and it'll come up and it's like, oh, that actually is perfect. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. Every time I see a company or brand with like a super clever name, I'm always a little upset that I didn't think of something like it. Like I'll see something, I'm like, man, that frustrated me because I know I couldn't come up with a name that good.
Right. Yeah. Like you may have thought of the product, but the naming, you're like, I don't even know where.
Yeah. And that's in today's world, the marketing and the name is half the product anyway.
Yes. The name, I mean, what the product is obviously, and then the label as well. Like that's almost everything as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are 3 things people would not expect about you?
Not expect about me? Maybe one is people don't know that I have 3 degrees. Yeah, which doesn't make sense for someone who makes a living getting punched in the face, but I do. I have an education. Let's see. I love entomology and insects. I'm a nerd in general, but I've always had just an absolute fascination with the insect world. Like I think it's the coolest thing in the world. Yeah. And then let's see. A third thing. I don't know. Maybe that I played guitar for a long time. That no one really knows that.
There you go.
But yeah, that's probably a good 3.
Yeah, that's 3 great things. Who or what inspires you?
That's a good question. Probably when it comes to like who, and I hope it doesn't sound like narcissistic, but the most inspiring thing I think to me is like my 15 and 16-year-old self, because that guy was a nerd, was a weird. I was a weird homeschooled kid who like went to college young and like didn't have a bunch of didn't have a great, like a big social life, I was always kind of like very type A, like doing tasks and getting things done and stuff like that. And I was one of those, I always wanted to do something cool with my life, but never knew what it was going to be. So I was always trying to figure out what that would be. And now I think what I do is pretty cool, I get to fight for a living and I feel like I'm pretty decent at it. And I hope to get to the UFC and have a successful career. And that 14, 15, 16-year-old kid, I think would look at me now and think I turned out, so far pretty cool, And so I think I posted on my Instagram page after one of my fights or whatever, basically saying like, I'm just trying to make this kid from a small town in South Texas look at what I'm doing now and think it's pretty cool. And I think that's kind of what I'm working on. So I think that's probably, as far as figures go for me, kind of my biggest motivation to keep working. And then on top of that is just all the people around me that have put so much into helping me get where I'm at. I can't tell you how many times someone has just give me opportunity or facilitated opportunities for me when they didn't have to, when I had nothing to give back to them. And so a lot of that also definitely keeps me pushing forward, because I got a lot of people who have sacrificed a lot to get me where I'm at.
That's so cool. And yeah, your first part of that question leads perfectly into this next question. What would you tell your 17-year-old self?
Just chill out and be patient. Life gets really cool.
Awesome.
That's the best advice I would give 17-year-old me. I was not life was great growing up. I had a pretty easy childhood, but I definitely was a kid searching for something all the time. And like I said, now I think that if you could go back at a 17-year-old kid and just give him a snapshot, like, hey man, in 10 years, this is what life's going to look like, I think he'd be pretty pumped and pretty terrified at the same time.
Right. He's like, I'm doing what?
Yeah, he's like, what am I doing? That was before that was right before I started training at all. And so if you went back to me at 17 and said, hey, you're going to be a professional fighter in a decade, I would think you're nuts,
Right.
So it's pretty cool now.
Oh, without a doubt. Now, if people wanted to find you online, find out more about you, watch your fights, obviously reach out to sponsor you for mustache wax and any other product, how can they do all the things?
So the best place to probably look at me is on Instagram. Instagram is jbobberry, JAYBOBBERRY. And you can, DM me, follow me, shoot me a message there. That's probably the best spot to kind of find more on me. I fight March 10th. I don't know when this podcast will come out, but I fight March 10th for Fury. So if anyone's trying to get tickets or get more information, follow me on Instagram, shoot me a message, and I'll get back to you. And then my fights are on YouTube and UFC Fight Pass. You Google my name.
Boom. I love it. Jacob, thank you so much for your time. I can't wait to see you fight, and I can't wait to see what the rest of your future holds for you. And, obviously nothing but onward and upward from here.
I really appreciate it. I'm glad to come on and talk to you.
Thank you so much to Jacob Berry for being on the show. Again, it's such a fun conversation. What a good dude. Make sure to follow him online to find out where you can watch him fight or support him in all things he is doing. Obviously, that mustache is definitely something that everybody wants to be a part of. So definitely make sure to, if you are a beard or mustache oil or wax person, hit him up. He's looking for it. He wants his own, help him out. So make sure to follow us on the social medias. It is Brewsers Pod. That is BREWSCRSPOD on the Instagram, the Threads, or the Twitter. If you want to follow me personally, it is Rody John. That is RODIEJON. Rody John is the name on the Twitter and on Untapped. In case you want to find out what I'm drinking, maybe we can have a beer together. If you want to follow me on the Instagram or the Threads, it is official Rody John. And until next time, make sure to enjoy life, drink local, and cheers.